Have you ever felt stuck? I know I have, and I know everyone I've ever studied has, right? That was the moment where they made a committed decision. They were just sick and tired of being stuck, trying to work harder, and that didn't work. Trying a new technique, that didn't work. Trying a whole separate industry, nothing they were doing was working, right? So I don't want that to be your story anymore. I want to help you change that. And I'm just asking if you could stay till the end of this video. I wrote down some things that I've been really thinking about lately, starting the new year, on how to give you a 30-day action plan to really start to build some momentum. So that momentum's huge. Until you get over the hump and you start to kind of see some things changing, it's really easy just to resort back to your old habits. So it's just an observation, but I believe these three questions, there's more than that, but I believe that these three are the most, it's a pattern I see with all of the people I've studied and worked with. So the first one, and I've talked about this a lot, is lack of clarity. Most people just are not willing to give 2 or 3 days to really ask the right questions. What do you really want? If you don't know exactly what you want, you can't guide your mind and your brain and your reticular activating system like a heat-seeking missile towards what you really want. And until you get those three things engaged, you're just going to be wandering, right? It's super easy to start something and then 72 hours later, you don't have nothing driving you anymore because you don't have a real true desire. The second thing that I've noticed, just an observation, is fear of failure. So many people, and really the pattern that I keep seeing is 2 or 3 people in a person's family. Sometimes it's the public, just putting themselves out there. But most of the time, I'd say 98% of the time, it's 2 or 3 people in their family or close friends or close family that are holding them back. They don't want, obviously the fear of failure, but the fear of criticism from someone. And I mean, you have to go through that. That's a non-negotiable. And the third one is the comfort zone trap. And we've talked about this one quite a bit, the terror barrier, right? It's really easy to always resort back to our comfort zone when we get up to the action steps that we need to be taking that are difficult, right? They're only difficult because we haven't done them. And so it's the unknown. Our brain's designed for a lot of things, but the 2 most important things that it does relentlessly is try to keep you alive and try to keep you comfortable. Right? It can sense when you're going to do something that you've never done before, and it wants to talk you out of that because it's the unknown, and it could embarrass you, or you could lose some money, or the thing might not work out that you want to do. The prospect might say no. Someone in your family might see that you're trying to do something and call you and say, who the heck do you think you are? Like, stop, don't do that. It's just be happy where you're at in life, right? So those are the real 3 that I see the most in just a pattern with all of the people I've ever talked to and all the people I've ever studied with. Those are pretty much the 3 basic toppers that really, and everyone I've studied always says to ask better questions. So when you're trying to break these things down and gain clarity, Sometimes you just have to say, what do I really want? And you might have to sit on your couch for an extended period of time. I mean, it might take 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days of just kind of pondering on that in your leisure time on what do you really want. It's just been so long. Most of us either have a family or we've been at a job for decades and we've never asked the question, and we've never really even pondered on what would I really love to do? What really excites me more than anything else? Right? I mean, there's people that make Pokemon videos that are making millions a year and selling Pokemon cards. Like, they found their passion. That's what they love doing. Right? I believe if we're in our passion, it's really easy to create whatever we need to survive, whether that be an income or just it's a hobby, right? Asking questions is huge. I really think that we need to take a really good look at asking this question, what do I really want? I believe the first step to getting unstuck is that question. Right? Because when you don't have clarity, you're not harnessing any of the other attributes in your body, your soul, your mind, your brain. None of these higher faculties have a roadmap. So it's really easy to be distracted and get overwhelmed, right? So and you might even have to break it down to where you have to ask, what's the one area in my life I would like to see change in? Maybe you don't really want to change a lot, or you're happy where you are. You would just like to see a little bit more things in your life, right? And so, just asking these questions, what would, as of right now, what's one little thing I could do that I believe would really benefit me, and we don't want to overcomplicate this. We want to make it super simple. So what I suggest is, if you want to work on your finances, do it for 15 minutes a day for the next 30 days. And every day, at the end of the day, just reflect back. Just ask yourself, how did I do? Did I set my phone down? Was I really focused? Was I into looking at my finances and trying to figure out how to spend less or earn more or whatever it is you're trying to do, or just balance it out? And maybe it's not your finances. Maybe it's a meaningful relationship that you'd like to change, or enter into a meaningful relationship. Right? I would suggest that you sit down and write out things about you that you think somebody would appreciate, because I don't think you should be trying to find somebody with all of these amazing attributes. Right? So you write out a list. If this is something that you're serious about, I would like a female, 5'5", 125 pounds, brown hair, blonde hair, whatever, smart, intelligent, funny, kind, giving, all of the things that you really want in someone. And then you need to take a hard look at that list and ask yourself, am I any of these things? Right? You're not going to attract this person into your life if you're not mirroring what you want out of someone. So that gives you a good roadmap of where you need to start. Right? So tracking and reflecting, that's why I created my journal, New Paradigm 90-Day Challenge. It's super easy, right? I have my 6 action steps in there. You have gratitude and a whole bunch of other things. But then at the end, there's notes and thoughts. And so at the end of the day, it's really easy to just write out, hey, notice this change. Hey, I didn't stay focused very long on this thing that I was really trying to do. right? And instead of beating yourself up, you just document it. And then tomorrow, you try to get back on track and do a little bit better job. Right? If it's painful, we're not going to do it. Our brains are designed to keep us safe and keep us away from pain. Period. There's a whole bunch of other things that your brain does, but those are the main two that really keep us kind of stuck in our program. Really, if you just really focus on trying to figure out gaining clarity. So it's either clarity, fear of failure, or the comfort zone. Right? So the next 2 or 3 days, I would really start to kind of journal out which one of those are you? Are you all three? Are you two of the three? Are you just one of the three? And then start asking the questions, right? What if it's the comfort zone? Who is it around me that I am so worried about making fun of me? Or why do I not feel smart enough to be able to do this? Right? And then, maybe it's a self-confidence thing, and you can start working on your self-confidence. And the best way to work on your self-confidence that I've found is by following through with the things you say you're going to do. If you say you're going to do this and be serious, then do it and be serious. If you say you're going to go to the gym, then go to the gym. Make a committed decision. We can't keep telling ourselves we're going to do stuff and starting it and then stopping. That just erodes our self-confidence. It's impossible to have self-confidence if you never follow through with the things you say you're going to do. Right? So once you find the clarity, that's when you start to stack up this, then you start to really get clear on what exactly you want out of this thing that you're thinking about. Right? If it's finances, and you break down exactly what really does that mean? Does that mean financial freedom? Does that mean being wealthy? Does that mean just spending $100 less a month so that you can put $100 a month into your savings? Like, you need to get crystal clear with what it is you're trying to do. If it's being in a meaningful relationship, what does that mean? Someone that you could live with, have children with, marry? Or is this just a friendship that you could really start to try to build into something, or just someone that has interests that you have that you just want to hang out with that's the opposite sex of you, or the same sex, whichever, that you really, right? It's up to you. Like, you have to just get crystal clear. Once you get crystal clear, then your mind can start really focusing on and showing you the opportunities that you're not aware of right now. When we don't have clarity, we don't see the opportunities that are floating by us constantly. Right? Then you just commit to one small action every day. Right? If it's your finances, you commit to looking at your finances every day and writing out the numbers and looking at your paycheck and really starting to kind of figure this thing out of how much do you need to save or how much do you need to not spend to be to where you have more at the end of the month than you spend. Right? Or if you're trying to financial freedom, you can really start to build a roadmap of what you need to be doing to get to that end result. So I hope this was helpful. Please like and subscribe. If you know anyone that is just feeling stuck and most of us are just unaware of why we're feeling stuck, right? And these little tiny simple things that I've suggested here could really, if someone's hearing it for the first time, could really help them. So if you could pass this video on to a friend or someone that you know at work or somewhere that's just kind of feeling whooped at the moment. It's 2025. I really want to get everyone rocking and rolling in whatever it is that you want. I don't know what that is. So please like and subscribe. Check us out on Skool, SKOOL. We have a 30-day little course that we put together. It's free, packed with good information. If you wanted to join that and check it out, and yeah, got videos for every day. Kind of broke it down into weeks, so it's a 4-week little thing, kind of step by step on things I've gathered over the last decade, just trying to piece things together so that people can really start to see some change in their life. So thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.